Welcome everyone to today's live stream, episode 3 of our Baldur's Gate 3 Druid gameplay series. I'm Commander Jorval, and I want to thank you for coming along on our journey today. So, on an admin note, I've been looking at a few other things throughout this week, and have decided that I am not going to do another live stream at this time. The reason for it is really because it's not fair to most of my European viewers, because I'd only be able to really do it during the week, and that means I wouldn't be able to start until 6 p.m. here, which for European viewers wouldn't be until 11 p.m. now and midnight once people change over. So what I've decided to do instead is I've been recording video from the gameplay of Company of Heroes 3. So starting here either this coming week or the week after that, you should start seeing some video uploads of Company of Heroes 3. I've also decided that the gameplay style that I have for real-time strategy game, or real-time or turn-based strategy games like that, really isn't set up for live streaming very much. For those type of games, I tend to play much more defensive. I tend to set up a defense, and then once I know my defense is good, then I start planning for an offense, and that's not really the most exciting gameplay to see. So I'm not the Zerg type or anything like that to do those. So I think I'm just going to start uploading videos for them. So keep on the lookout for those. I'll make an announcement in the community tab when they're expected to go up. So I think that's it for the admin notes. So as a recap, at the end of last live stream, we had our party pretty much figured out. We've got everybody in our party that we want to have in our party permanently, or fairly permanently, throughout the playthrough. And we started our exploration through the ruins. Hey, Assassin, good to see you again. Thanks for stopping in. And we made our way through the back entrance to the Overgrown Ruins, and we unlocked withers for the party. We did some looting there at the end of it, and now we're kind of going to finish working our way through the rest of the Overgrown Ruins here. So we've got some more combat to go through, and some more looting to do while we're down here. And then after that, we're going to make our way up toward the Zentrum ambush and the Druid's Grove, and kind of see where that leads us. See if we want to head into the Druid's Grove right off and start picking up quests from there, or we want to delay that a little bit and move around the exterior of it. We'll kind of take a look and see when we get up there. But for now, I think we'll go ahead and continue on right where we were last time and just start clearing out the rest of the Overgrown Ruins and see how that goes. Alright, here we go. So, exactly where we were when we left off last time. We still have one wild shape charge left to us before we have to take a short rest. We don't have any short rests available, so we'll have to take a long rest to recharge those. But from where we are, Gale still has half of his spells available to him, so I think we're still in a pretty good spot to continue on a little bit here. So with that, we'll go ahead and we'll head through the Ornate door here and see what we can find. Okay, so this leads us into the bedchamber, and you can hear some voices here on the other side of the door. And to start off, we're going to put everybody into hide, and we're going to break our group apart. We're going to move Lae'zel right up here to the corner, up near the door.
I should have worn better boots.
Keep looking. Something's up.
We're going to kind of move Astarion over here to this side as well. And we're going to leave Gale back here in the back. Now, I believe everybody is still obscured in these locations. Yes, they are. And they're all hidden, so we know that we have some people on the other side of the door here. We obviously can't see anything on a mini-map, but we're going to break this door down from afar and kind of see what happens. So let's just do some attacks here against the door. Okay, and you can see that there are people that are interested in what's happening here. Ah, so I can't damage the door with Astarion. We'll go ahead and hide, and we will open up Lae'zel and get her to attack the door here. Okay. So this started off the combat, and we've got 2 people that are moving toward us, and then Lae'zel's going to get her chance to work here. So let's kind of see where the detection cones are here. Okay, so not too bad. So what we are going to do is try and hit these barrels down here. And the way I think we're going to do that is by chucking a void bulb in there. So let's see where we can throw this into this room. Okay, so we can get it quite a ways in there. And that would drag the 2 barrels together as well. So we'll hopefully this throw will go well enough that it will make it all the way through there. But if it does, this should drag all the barrels and all these people together into one spot, and it should cause a pretty big explosion when it does that. So let's see what happens. Okay. So it did break the barrel. So now,
I'm just waiting.
If we can get this off in time. Actually, are they with her?
Keep your blade close.
Okay, we're gonna keep Astarion out of the fight for now.
Tolerable.
Can't even catch my breath.
She... no? Where are...
Ready.
I will ascend.
I guess I don't have any. Wow, that's strange. I haven't picked up any of the fire potions yet. So what we can do instead is get Gale into the fight here and activate this stuff here. So I think everybody's out of the damage area now. It looks like it brought them over here. It didn't draw in the candelabra. That was my problem. Normally if it draws in the candelabra into this area, that's what ignites all of this. But it didn't draw it in. So have to find some other ways around here. But I think instead what we're going to do is throw up a cloud of daggers here in front. Okay. And now we can try and keep Gale out of the fight as much as possible here. And now with... Astarion... Why does he have a firebolt cantrip? Hold on. Okay, so he is a thief. Okay, well, anyway, he has a way to activate this. Okay.
Time to strike.
And for Lae'zel, we're just going to get off. We want not Mari. We want to attack Barton. Okay. Now we're going to kind of move her back around the corner here. And I think we're going to attack Barton again, actually. I think we're going to use our action surge here. Just to get rid of Barton. Okay. And we'll end our turn and let them go. Okay, so it looks like I got Ensnaring Strike cast. She walked right into the cloud of daggers, which was a mistake. Okay, so got disadvantage because Torga is obscured from where we're at. But let's move over here and see if we can develop a shot here. We can. Yeah, let's try and get Mari done here. Okay, good. So now we'll move back into the room again.
Let's have some courage.
Astarion is still hidden, which is good. We're going to use a cunning action to dash, and we're going to move him up here to this corner. We're going to see if we can get off a sneak attack ranged. We can. Let's make sure that we're not moving anywhere we don't want to move to.
Let's play.
Good. Okay, and we can now move Astarion back out of the way.
Nothing standing
Okay.
in my way.
Now, I think for now we're going to let them come to us because Hasid is a big problem. He can one-shot well, he can kill us with one attack, basically. So I think we're going to let them come to us, but what we are going to try and do is Thorn Whip.
Don't waste a step.
Okay, so it's not going to drag him into the cloud of daggers. It looks like because of where he's sitting, it's only going to move him in just a little bit. So instead, I think we'll throw a spike growth down here as well. Now, I don't know how this interacts with a fire surface, so we'll see. Okay. And now he's got a lot of stuff to walk through. Okay, so he's taking spike damage and the cloud of daggers, so that was excellent. That did exactly what we needed it to do there. Hey Ryanmar, thanks for joining. Sorry, I was kind of concentrating here on the encounter. Assassin, I'll look at the comments here as soon as we finish up. I think we should be getting pretty close to doing that here, so
Swiftly now.
move up here and see if we have line of sight on Torga or not. We do. Oh, that's a shame. Alright. Well, that ends that. So, easy enough. So, now we can remove
You have my attention.
our 2 area of effect spells here, and we can just go in and clean up. So, Assassin S, have you thought of doing a co-op playthrough in Baldur's Gate 3? Interesting question. The answer is I'm always up for co-op playthroughs of all types.
Anything of use?
Just not sure how well most of my playstyle suits other people's playstyles, I guess. I tend to be more passive. I'm not your, as I mentioned in the intro, I'm not your run ahead and kill everything type of player for the most part. So, it would be, I'd certainly be up for it, but, like I say, not many of my friends play these games, and the ones that do probably, well, the ones that do I know play a lot of FPS games and things like that, which probably they wouldn't be a whole lot of interested in for the most part. But their playstyles probably wouldn't suit this very well either. So there's one of my Alchemist Fires that I was looking for. So now I have one, so I can use Astarion to trigger this stuff. So there's some Thieves' Tools for him. Yeah, that's exactly right. Leave the Leroy Jenkins up to the other person. Like I say, I tend to be a bit more strategic about things that I do in my playthroughs. So. Okay, so just walking around here, exploring. We do have some vases. I don't think these have anything. Oh, there's an ancient scroll in here. I don't think these say. Oh, they do. Okay, so this talks about the sealing ritual. Okay. But nothing else to see in here. So now inside this room we have 3 ways that we can go. We have an ornate door that leads into this room. We have an ornate door that leads into something that we can't see very much of right now. And we have another one that goes this way that's locked and it has a lever beside it. So we're going to start off by heading this way. Okay, thank you for the door. And in this room we have a lot of looting that we can do. There's going to be a lot of books that we can search and bookshelves and that sort of stuff. And I think what we're going to do here is do this searching with Gale until he runs out of carry weight. Because these books are just sell items and they all stack. So you want to have them all on the same character so that they can stack with each other. So Gale's going to run out of carry weight, and when he does, we'll swap it over to somebody else. But these are just generic books. There's nothing special about them. Not like the Arcane Tower or anything like that. You can just pick these up and not worry about much of anything else. So okay, so that finishes this side. We'll head over here to this side. And like I say, this is all just to sell. There's no other reason for it. You don't have to pick these up. There's nothing hidden about any of these or anything like that. So the chapel records, it doesn't really say anything. But we can again pick it up. And we can search this chest, have a single solitary gold piece. Being all lonely in there all by itself. Okay, and now we're going to... Okay, so we did find a lever here.
What was that?
Okay, and then we'll look through this trunk and nothing in there as well.
Still alive.
Okay, so we'll have our druid take the lead again.
Light on my feet.
And we'll head over here to the opposite side. Actually, we won't. We'll head in through this door here.
Let's see.
Okay. And
Let me work
go
my
with
magic.
Gale again. Because we'll have some looting and searching to do inside here.
Could be interesting.
Okay, some more books. Looks like my office. Just books everywhere. And we don't need the ink and quill. Okay. So holding Alt, nothing else shows up, just moving around. Doesn't appear to be
Shouldn't wish
anything
live in
else,
more
so
interesting times.
now we
Can't
can
slow down.
look at this locked door. Now this locked door does have a lever beside it. Okay, and that lever opens up this door. Now immediately on the mini-map you can see that we have Andorn up here. So we're going to put everybody into hiding. We're going to toggle the group mode and we're going to walk out here. You know, let's not. We do have one more wild shape charge left. It is a cool animation, too. Okay. So we will hide.
Have to keep going.
That's hilarious. Watching a polar bear sneak. Do you think that rerunning the first act convention lead to some boredom on full game launch? That's a great question because Larian actually addressed that. Before we take care of Andorn here, I'll answer that real quick. Larian has realized the fact that people have probably played Act 1 a dozen times by the time the full game releases. So they actually came out and said that they added a bunch of new content to Act 1 in the full release of the game. You can see in the various patches that they've had that they've added new content to Act 1 in these patches, but they have come out and said in an interview that they have added a bunch of new content specifically for the reason that they know that people have played this through a bunch of times. So that's why I constantly mention in the playthrough here too, don't disregard things that don't have any use in Act 1 right now, because in the full version, they may have something to do in Act 1. They might not. They may have something that you can, deal with in other sections of the map that get opened up. But yeah, Larian has addressed that. So I don't think I'm going to rush through it at all. I think I'm going to do the exact opposite. I think I'm going to spend a lot more time exploring to try and find the things that I didn't know about this time through. So now we're going to go ahead and just try a claw attack for 96% here. We do have advantage, you can see at the top, so this should hit. And it's 6 to 12, so we're not going to kill him, but we're going to get some good damage in here. Okay. So he's surprised. So I'm going to be able to get off another attack here. Okay, I can end my turn. He's surprised for his turn. And now I can... Well, and there's the crit. Alright, so there's the bandit's key. That's what's going to unlock the door here. Okay, and I can cancel my wild shape. Because I am going to end up taking a long rest here, so...
At the ready. Out of sight, out of mind.
Okay, so now we can come in here and do all the looting. Now there are a bunch of camp supplies here on the table that we'll want to take a look at. None of the stuff on the floor is any good. Oh, the Alt button doesn't show those things anymore. It used to, oh, there they are. I just had to zoom in a little bit, maybe. Huh. No, now it's just showing up. So you can just click on all these instead of searching through the table and finding them. So it's easier just to pull up Alt and click on them individually. Okay, so now I can search.
Silence. Must be lonesome to be a forgotten god.
Yes, Ryan Mar, you can. Trust me, I'm certainly not going to be rushing through anything once I get to that point. So, like I say, hopefully there'll be some new explorations and stuff to go along with it. So, alright, so we'll bring Gale back up just to have him available. Search through some of the things on the table. There haven't been anything in these shelves so far, but again, don't take that for granted. The full version, there may be some silver plates or something up there that you can find. They just haven't been anything in early access. So now one of the things that I think may open something
Ancient, indecipherable text covers the plaque.
is that places like this,
Whoever worshipped here must be
they look like obvious locations where something might have been boarded up here. Now in early access, there's obviously, you can see behind it, there's nothing there. But places like this, they tend to look like there might be a future door that can be added there to lead into a future area up here in full access or something like that. So that's the type of stuff that I'm talking about. I'm always going to be exploring more and never ignoring anything
Still breathing.
throughout the
despite
playthroughs,
everything.
especially when I get to early
Never wanna
access.
be an
So,
easy path.
okay, so coming up here, we've just got Andorn, who we've already searched, and now we can
Here goes nothing.
go to the Ornate door. And that key is going to unlock it. And we're now outside where we were. So, to make sure we have a shovel, we do. We have a shovel in our inventory, so we're good. I think we searched all of these previously. Yes, we did. No, don't walk through the vines. Okay. So, now we're going to head back up how we came into the ruins here. And you can see that normally here, this is where Lae'zel would be. But since we resurrected her, you can see that this encounter is not here. Be anxious to see if the two NPCs from the Grove are here or not. They are not. So, interesting. Okay. So, holding Alt, there is a short bow on the ground and a dragon egg mushroom that we can pick up.
That'll fit in my pack.
And now we'll do a little inventory management here to start. So I know that we do have a bunch of camp supplies that we definitely want to send off. I wish there was a way that you could shift-click multiple items. There just doesn't appear to be, or that I have found in early access, but at some point I wish that that would make an appearance. And I'm going to move much of the armor as I can over there, so that looks to be about it that Gale's going to be able to hold. Okay, so I do want to get dual wielding for Astarion there. I do want to get Gale a... No, Gale's not proficient with short bows. He's proficient with light crossbows, which we don't have yet. And then as far as the rest of this goes, everybody has footwear. Might as well give Lae'zel some gloves. Why not? They don't really do anything. They're just cosmetic at this point in the game. Whoops. Okay, so we'll fill up Gale here. So the scimitar is light and finesse, so we will change that out to Astarion's main hand. That's a straight damage increase for him. So, see if we can load up Gale, so that should be just about it. Yep, that's just about it, so... Yep. We do have maybe some notebooks we can move over there. Okay, just a little more inventory cleanup. I know this is an exciting gameplay here. and I'll be finished. Okay. Alright, so now working our way up here. Slowly a bit at a time. And opening up the map. We now get back to this area where we were previously. Down here. And these two ways lead to the same spot. So we can just continue to come around this way and open up more of the map. We do have some traps over here. Okay, and again, just making our way slowly up here, not rushing it. Okay.
Music to give
So,
ears.
there is a dirt mound here. This introduces you to the dirt mound concept. You don't have to search for this one. It automatically finds it, but it lets you know that you have to have a shovel to dig them up. So that's the first one you're supposed to see, which kind of introduces the mechanic. And now you can see we're getting into this area here. So You don't have to worry at this point about being seen, but I'm going to make my way over here real quick. Open up this waypoint. And also take my first long rest of the game over here. Okay, so that discovered the waypoint. So Gale must be overloaded. He is. He's encumbered. So I thought I removed everything from him. Okay, maybe the Harper's note put him over. Okay, so now that we're here, we're going to take our first long rest of the game.
This seems as good a place as any to make camp.
So this is meant to introduce you to the camp mechanic, and again, I still, like I commented last time, I can't get over those new icons. It just looks like something out of a comic book to me. I much prefer the previous ones. But we will get some conversations out of the way. It's the first time that we've had the opportunity to sit down with the characters that we've recruited so far. So we'll just knock these conversations out here.
So, we're resting here. Turning in for the night. I suppose. I'm not really sure what I expected, really. This is all a little new. The night normally means bustling streets, bursting taverns. Curling up in the dirt and resting is, a little novel. No. Tea isn't really my drink. I'll be awake a while anyway. I need some time to think things through, to process this. You rest. I'll keep watch. The pleasure is all mine. Sweet dreams.
Okay, so now we'll talk to Lae'zel. She was very, very polite during our first interaction when we resurrected her from death. But somehow I think it's probably going to be back to the regular old Lae'zel that we know and love here.
A monster forms inside us, yet you waste time with idle chatter. Do you suppose the parasites inside us dare to rest? That the Geich do not still pursue us with each peal of the bell? Take your rest. I will stand watch. Should a single tentacle split your skull, I will not hesitate to end you.
There she is.
Go to hell. Ha! You're a good sport. Go to hell. An everyday expression. So trivial it's almost meaningless. But we've seen hell. It's real. And it isn't trivial. Devils, dragons, mind flayers. They used to be abstracts. Pictures on a piece of paper. What a difference a day makes. Now we have tadpoles slithering through our heads like carnivorous feti. That's not abstract. That's the spirit. Let's be up with the lark. Find a healer before the wee one gets hungry.
Okay, and last we'll talk to Shadowheart here.
Doing the rounds, are you? You'd better get some rest. What were you two talking about? Don't play the fool, please. fine. Just don't expect my confidence if I don't have yours. And just to be clear, come daybreak, finding a healer is our first priority. Good. We might even get lucky and find one right away. As I see it, we're overdue some good fortune. Rest well.
Okay, so now we're going to
Open up.
hit up our traveler's chest back here and pick up enough camp supplies to get us through the night. So 3, 8, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35. So that should be good. And just as a reminder, we can open this up, but again, Withers is here with us in our camp, so starting off things right by having him in our party.
Where are you?
Okay, so in patch 9 they did add a little bit of dialogue there with that "where are you?" A bit of foreshadowing for things that are to come. So here in this area we have the main fight to get us into the Druid's Grove here. So we can break the group here. We're going to go into hiding and we're going to break the group, and we can kind of pre-position ourselves in some locations to work our way in after we've triggered this fight. And we're going to get both of our spellcasters here on the high ground, and we're going to sneak up here with Astarion. And we're going to initiate things with him. Well, we're not going to be able to initiate things with him. This encounter is going to initiate itself once Astarion gets close enough here. So you can now see the detection cones that have shown up. You can see Ramira down here. Okay, and I think I want to... Okay, so there's the autosave, and that reminds me, I need to be quick saving.
Please! Open the bloody gate! Nobody gets in! Zevlor's orders! That pack of goblins will be on us any second! What's going on? Goblins are on our tail! Open the gate, Zevlor, now! You let goblins here? Where is the Druid? Please! There's no time! By the 9 hells! Open the gates!
Alright, so Astarion is in combat, but he's way at the end. He rolled horribly on initiative. So this could go really bad.
Ignis! Make way for the blade of frontiers.
And here comes Wyll.
There is no escaping the blade.
Hey, finally, I can't believe he rolled that badly, because now we've got some of these party members who are in trouble down here. And we need to see what we can do about that. So this goblin tracker is there. Okay, so let's see where our detection cones lined out. So looks like we're pretty bad off. These two need to die for this area to open up at all. So let's start with Astarion here. So wait, let me look one more time at the detection cones. Okay, so there isn't anything right here. So I do have an opportunity here. Yes, I can. So let's try this. So we're going to dash with Astarion. We're going to move here. So here he can't get a sneak attack. He does not have advantage here. But I can disengage. I can move around to here. And get behind everybody here. And I still don't have advantage, I don't think. No, I don't. But I can get off. Oh, great. Miss. Perfect. That's exactly what we needed to see. Okay, so let's see if we can get anybody else into any positions here, because we need to start doing some damage here to these characters that are out here. So let's move up with our Druid here and see where we can get to without being seen. So here I can, so spike growth, there's not going to be a good place to put it here that doesn't get our allies as well. Okay. So we'll hold off on that for a second and see if we can get Gale close enough here. To be able to cast Cloud of Daggers here. Or maybe Sleep. So I could try and put those two to sleep. So where are we in the combat rolls with these two? Okay. So there and there. He's going to be the next one to act after those two. So, and then the warg. So I think we probably need to try and get Gale just to... So he can't cast it without moving into detection range. Because of that Bugbear. So I would love to cast this thing right here, but he's not going to be able to make it to there and still cast it. Boy, that's a bummer. And yeah, the same 18 meters as Chromatic Orb, he's not going to be able to make it in there. Okay, so the detection cones are not being very kind to us here. I think I'm just going to have to try and use sleep and put these two to sleep from if I can from here. Okay, so they both went to sleep, so that's good. It's 2 less people that are getting attacks right now.
Staying out of sight.
Okay, but the detection cones are still up because it's really the Bugbear that's facing this. Oh, it's actually Ramira that's causing us a problem here. So... let's see if we can get rid of one here. Okay, good. That was a 50-50 chance on that roll.
Let's not get caught off.
So now our detection cone is still quite a ways up here. But maybe I can get around it a little bit. So, yeah, I doubt she's going to be able to make it here, but we'll see. Okay, she did. Good. So now I can get quite a ways out here and stay outside that detection cone. Okay, good. So now, do I have any spell options here? That would help us out as a party. So, Thorn Whip you can't do anything from at this point. Fairy Fire would give them advantage. So the Bugbear and the Warg. Because I also can't cast, I'm too far away from anybody to cast Healing Word on them. So let me just make sure that this is actually heat metal might be a good idea, but again, I think I'm outside of range. Yeah, I'm outside of range. So let's cast... Boy, I would like to cast it here, even though that's going to put it on Aridin as well. Okay, so he saved. Good. He saved and everybody else failed it. So, alright, so that gives us about as good as we can get, I think. With our actions. So, think about all we can do is end our turn and hope they survive. Okay, that advantage killed one. Okay, so we got a couple of really good hits in there. Alright. Let's see what we can do here from a mopping up perspective. So we've got 1 hit point on the warg left. So I say we move all the way in here.
Certainly.
Get into range and see. So we can finish the warg without a problem. So if I do cast Chromatic Orb here, they have an upcast option. Interesting. Okay. So they've implemented the upcast mechanic now. Chromatic Orb's a level 1 evocation spell, but you can upcast it to level 2, and that just increases the damage that it does. So, very, very interesting. I like that they've done that. So from here, I can probably keep Zakrug out of the fight a little bit if I cast Cloud of Daggers here. This is going to kill the warg. Cause a bunch of damage to Zakrug, and now he has to walk around this to get to Eredin, and he might not walk around it, is basically kind of what I'm getting at. So we'll end his turn. Okay, good. There's one more dead. He missed. Excellent. Okay, so time to get serious here.
Another step forward.
Okay, why is... oh, he's out of... not enough movement to get there. Okay, so that was kind of a waste. So let's get up here behind him. See if we can hide. We can. Now we should be able to get a sneak attack here. Perfect. Now... trying to think how I want to do this here. No, I think I'm going to stay where I am. I'm just going to take a healing potion. Now, yeah, that's exactly what I wanted. So now Barth fights. Okay, so now Lae'zel's kind of left out of the party here. So we need to get her dashing in there. Okay. So from here, there's nothing that we can do unless we action surge, but we might as well. Okay, so we have... okay, so she doesn't have any options there, so... and again, they're out of range. It looks like. I thought it showed that I'd be able to get an attack off on them, but I guess I can't, so that was a waste of an action surge. Yeah, nothing else I can do with her at this point, so... Oh, he walked through the cloud of daggers. Okay. So they position themselves rather interesting. So Zakrug is now dead. The Bugbear is our main problem here. So... I might as well upcast this. And get rid of the Bugbear.
That was the last of them. Inside! All of you! More may follow! Open the gate!
Okay, so they were able to do some good damage on their own without us. So hopefully this does not glitch out, and hopefully Wyll walks in. Wyll, walk in.
These boots have seen everything.
Oh no. I think Wyll is glitched.
Indolence breeds madness.
I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Yep.
We'll talk later.
Wyll has glitched out. Okay, I haven't seen this since my very first playthrough. Wyll will sometimes not make his way in.
Proceeding.
Can't give up now. Wonder if the gods are watching me.
Once the gate is opened. So let's see if once the gate is open he moves in. No, he does not. So Wyll is now glitched outside.
I should speak.
Nothing you can do to get him to move inside.
To speak.
He is not going to. He's not going to do it.
I'm a bit busy at the moment.
Only
We'll
if my
talk later.
So we will
The only
dismiss
other
our wild
choice
shape and just see if we can talk to him with our main character, but never have been able to when this happens.
I'm a bit
Yeah.
busy at the moment.
He stays busy and he doesn't move, so we're going to have to replay this fight. Because there's no way to recruit him into our party right now with him being in this state. It's a well-known issue, but nothing that can be done about it. It can't be fixed, it can't be helped. It is what it is. So, we're going to have to replay the fight. Again, that's why there's an autosave right before it, but nothing that can be done about it, so... Yeah, normally if he gets really involved in the combat, and he moves around a lot when he's down there, that's when it tends to glitch out. If he jumps down and stays up on that rock up there, normally he kind of, when everything finishes up and everybody walks in, then he tends to walk in with everybody else. And it goes back to where you would normally find him, and everything is copacetic. So, but for right now, can't do that. So we're gonna again take Astarion in here, and hopefully we get a better initiative roll.
Open the bloody gate!
But we'll skip the cutscene here.
What's going on? Goblins are on a... You let... Please! I know. Cannon! No! Shit! Form a line! Scout!
Okay, so we didn't roll horrible on initiative this time.
Charge the bastards!
Okay. So from here, 55% chance. What's his shove attack worth? Only 40? Okay. So then, again, I'm going to just move him kind of around the corner here. He can't hide from that location because of the detection cone here. But... Okay. So he was able to get that one. Now we do have an offhand attack. But I think we're going to take a healing potion instead. Okay. So now let's see what the rest of our party can do. And again, with him dead, the detection cone up here shortens up quite a bit. So now I have more options with what to do here. And I can probably cast some spells that are going to deny a whole bunch of area here. So I'm going to hopefully get my Druid up here again. Okay, and see if now we can cast Spike Growth. And cast it right up to the edge of all these people. And I want to keep her in the frame so I can make sure she's not moving as this happens. Yeah, see, she's moving. So here she's not. There she is. Okay. So right there, I can get everybody in it, but I'm not getting my ally down there. So let's cast Spike Growth. Okay. So now, as far as Lae'zel's concerned, everybody's focused down here, so the detection cone on this end is not very far. So we're going to walk Lae'zel right down here to the edge of the detection cone, and we'll get her in the fight here. And we do want to attack Zakrug here, because we want to try and get rid of his Reckless Warcry. So let's see if we can get a hit on him here. It's only a 45% chance because he's outside of normal range. Okay, so I still have a little bit farther I can move up. Let's see if I can get in range here. Okay, so now it's a 70% chance. Okay, so we did make his saving throw, so his Reckless Warcry is still up. Okay, and now Gale. And now I think with Gale, we're just going to move him right down here. And we're going to cast... So let's see, Scorching Ray, 88, 91. So we could cause some good damage to these two. So where is... What's the fight order here? So the Warg is coming up next. He's going to have to walk through all of those spikes to get there. Then the Bugbear, so we need to focus on the Bugbear. And then a Goblin Brawler who's down over here. Oh, it's right there in the spikes, so he's dead. And then it will come back around to Zakrug again. So let's try and get Gale up here as close as possible as well. And see if we're now in range. Okay, so we are. So we'll cast a Scorching Ray here. This Goblin Brawler's dead. He's not going to make it. So we'll cast 2 on him and we'll cast 1 on the Bugbear. Well, the Bugbear has a long way to go as well. So let's cast it on the Warg. The Warg's going to be next. Okay. That actually killed Zakrug straight up, which is great. So now the Warg's going to move. He has to walk through all of this spike trap to get up here. So he's going to take some good damage when he does it. Okay, so He did take some damage in doing it. Just not a whole lot. Here's Wyll.
There is no escaping the blade.
Okay, now here goes the Bugbear. Oh, he jumped. Okay, good. We killed that one. That one died. Alright, we're doing good here. We're doing real good here. So, as far as detection cones go, I think we're going to be safe moving around behind this guy. So then we will hide.
Leave no trace.
We'll get a sneak attack melee. That should end that. Now we're going to dash. And get ourselves as far over here as we can get. Okay, so now the warg's going to take an attack. None of our characters are really hurt at all, so I think we're okay. Okay, so Gale now gets his chance. And we can move right up to the edge of the spikes. And so 25 out of 27, 19 out of 26. So 65% chances to hit with Scorching Ray. So the Bugbear is next. So let's see if we can... And Wyll's not going to attack him. Ramira will. Okay, so that caused a lot of damage. So now Aridin might be able to just kill him. Or Ramira, I mean. Okay, that's a problem. We'll jump down there again. Normally when that happens, bad things happen. So, for her to dash, that's an action. Shillelagh is a bonus action, but that's only on melee attacks, so... I think what I'm actually going to do is remove my concentration on this. I'm going to move all the way up here. I'm going to drop my concentration for spike growth, because I don't need it. It's not doing anything anymore. And I think I'm just going to try and get a ranged attack here. So this Goblin Tracker's next, but I can't get a ranged attack on him. Too far. Thunderwave obviously doesn't work up close like this. So all I can do is get a ranged attack on the warg. Here. Okay, did cause some damage. Okay, so good. Did take that one out. So here we can dash. We can get all the way up here.
Path be true.
We can action surge. And we can do a menacing attack here.
That was the last of them. Inside, all of you, more.
And let's see if Wyll is glitched out again since he moved down there. You'll know right off the bat if he is. Okay, so he left. He moved inside. So now you can see what I mean.
Should mind my
You can
step.
see what happens here with Wyll. If the gate opens, that's the other thing you notice with it, is that if the gate opens, then everybody tends to either walk through or teleport through it. But last time you saw that the gate never opened, it stayed down, and in that case, Wyll didn't walk through. But now Wyll should be safe and sound inside. He's not out here anywhere, so we can continue on. So we'll do a quick save here. And we should be able to go about our looting.
Action, not reaction.
Okay, so some gold. And just some stuff that we're going to end up selling.
Quickly then.
Didn't need to do that. Okay, so now we'll move down here to the main area.
Open up.
And I hope you're seeing how good of a crowd control specialist. And I'm talking and I'm not thinking while I'm doing this, so I just sent that gold to camp, but oh well. How good of a crowd control specialist the Druid can be. Spike growth is an amazing spell to have. So it just does so good at managing movement of enemy characters, but also damaging enemy characters while they are walking through it to get to where they need to go. So they're just so good. Outside of their melee characteristics, their crowd control characteristics are just outstanding. So take a look at Zakrug here. We're going to find our first rare item. Okay, and the Bugbear should be the last thing for us to loot out here. Okay. So make sure nothing else is out here. Holding Alt. The Goblin Booyah. Did we... Oh yeah, with there just a bottle that was left on him. Same with the Goblin Tracker. And Zakrug. Oh, you had the skull. So I think that's everybody looted.
Never a dull moment.
So we will go into our inventory here and look at the Gloves of Power. Now the Gloves of Power are a great thing as long as you set them up right. And if you watched through my last playthrough, you know that I did not do that. It will be something that I will try and have Astarion wear, for the most part, I think. But when the wearer hits a creature with a weapon attack, whether it be ranged or melee, it doesn't matter, that character gets the Bane effect applied to them. So they get a penalty to attack rolls and saving throws. However, if you don't have the Absolute's brand, then you also get baned. Which means that applies to you as well. So to really make the best out of these, you need to have the Absolute's brand, and you don't get that until you go to the Goblin Camp. So I think on our playthrough this time, we're going to prioritize the Goblin Camp to make our way through it so we can get the Absolute's brand before we go and do some other things, like the swamp and that sort of stuff. So we can have access to the Bane effect, because having Astarion do it from range is a pretty powerful single target debuff. So I think we're going to try and focus the playthrough that way this time. So we will head our way into Sylvanas' Grove here. And we're going to take Gale. Make sure about that. Okay, yeah. So Gale has the highest charisma here.
Don't blame me for your idiotic mistakes. There are children here, you fool!
We was running for our lives.
You led them straight to us, and you let them take the Druid too? Unbelievable!
Tell that to the dead at the gate.
Shut it, Horns! I'd be lying dead next to the goblins if you'd stalled any longer.
My duty is to this camp.
Oh, God forbid you risk your precious tail. But I shouldn't be surprised. Foulbloods ain't known for courage.
You see the tiefling's jaw clench. He's about to erupt.
Okay, so we have some options here, but we get a +1 from Charisma. We get a +1 for a melee attack, but there's no need to do that. We brought Gay along so that we could get a +1 from Charisma for a Persuasion. So that's a 15 DC, so it's going to be pretty hard, but we'll see what happens. Hooray! Our first natural one! You know, we do have an inspiration. We've got 3 of them, so we might as well use one and roll again. Why not? Very low chance we're going to pass it anyway. Wow! Following up a natural 1 with a natural 20. There's nothing that says Dungeons and Dragons more than that.
You're right. There's too much at stake. Worried about your precious hides, the both of you.
Enough! Squabbling is pointless. The goblins have found us.
At least we agree on that.
Let's move.
Alright, now we can talk to Lae'zel here.
These Kachoki waste our time with idle bickering. Come, and quickly. Perhaps someone here has seen signs of Githyanki. You would dare waste our time? We seek Zoru by condition of our partnership. Deviation means your death. By either the tadpole's doing, or by mine.
Okay, so she's upset. As usual. So we can go up and talk to Zevlor here.
Something's on my mind.
Forgive that display. Aradin's a blowhard, but that's no cause for me to join him. Thank you for your help out there. I'm Zevlor. Well met. I should warn you, visitors are no longer welcome in this grove. Whatever your business, I'd see to it quickly. The Druids are forcing everyone out. This attack will only strengthen their resolve. Lucky you. There have been several attacks by different monsters. The Druids blame us outsiders for drawing them here. Nobody's welcome anymore. They've started a ritual to cut the grove off from the world outside. We can't stay, but we'll be slaughtered if we leave. We're no fighters. I've tried. Korga, their new first druid, won't even see me. You, though? I know it's not your business, but she owes you for saving this place. Perhaps you could persuade her. For more time to prepare, if nothing else.
Really? We're messengers now.
We'd owe you a great debt. If we're forced to leave now, we won't make it to the city. You'll find the Druids at the heart of the grove. Please, make them see sense before more lives are lost.
Okay, we're used to that conversation by now, so let's go ahead and do whatever looting we can here. There's not a whole lot, but we can help to replenish some of our camp supplies that we lost with our first long rest. And another trap disarm kit's always useful. Okay, so we can walk around this way and explore more of the camp here, so we'll just walk around here and open up the map more. Kind of looking around as we go. Again, still in short bursts. If you haven't explored an area, don't take long movements, even if it's a safe area, or what you think is a safe area. So everything in here is marked as steel, so you don't want to take any of it, but we can talk to Kaldani.
Aradin's back with his tail between his legs. I'm glad for your help, but I'd hoped you were Halsin. Yeah, when he ran off with the Druid that saved our hides the first time. Without Halsin, this grove's not so friendly, I'll tell you that.
Okay, so we can head around here and nothing to be seen in this area. All of these crates are all marked as steel, so you don't want to be touching them.
No more trouble. Yet.
Okay, now I'm going to try something. I don't know.
Cannon? One crisis after another.
Don't do this to me, Cannon!
I've never done this before.
Please!
I don't even know if it'll work. It says revive a companion. So, yeah, must be a playable character. So, the scrolls of Revivify do not work to raise other dead NPCs throughout the game. And he is definitely dead. So, there's no option that we have to bring him back.
Cannon? Glad you made it inside. Doubt we'll be safe here for long, though. There'll be more coming. Goblins hunting packs.
Rymar, we just moved. Yeah, like I mentioned last week, we are now in daylight savings time here, so...
Maybe, but we're not fighters. If they broke through, it'd be a massacre. The sooner we leave for Baldur's Gate, the better.
Why do you guys change time to summer so early? Yeah, great question.
If the road was clear...
I think the whole thing is just
while the
idiotic.
Goblins are out there, it might as well be the other side of the world.
We know the reasons when it started, and that sort of stuff, and we kind of think we know why it's continued as long as it has.
Sorry, Arca.
Don't be sorry. Fetch some help. Someone's going to pay for this.
Arca, no! Wait! What are you doing?
But yeah, we change times 2 weeks before you guys do.
Not now.
So
Please.
it's one of those things that, again, I think the whole thing is idiotic. The whole concept of it doesn't serve any purpose anymore.
Why does this
happen?
happen?
But it is what it is. So
He was joking about octa soup just a moment ago.
yeah, that's exactly right. That's exactly what it is. It's I think if a large country decides that they are just going to not do it anymore, that I think a lot of the rest of the world would follow and not do it either. It's just going to take that first domino to fall before it happens. So I don't know. We'll see here. So what I'm going to do here is break the group, and I'm going to move up here as fast as I can with Astarion.
Nice and easy.
And get his sneak attack in and start this combat. So it's risky getting a sneak attack, but the enemy's now surprised for one turn. So that's going to be very important here. When we can dash, we can move up right behind him. Yeah, and to some extent vice versa as well. Ryanmar, the same thing. Like I say, I think it's just going to take one of us, either the EU or us, to be able to just say, look, we're not going to do this stupid stuff anymore, for it to finally end. So we'll go into hiding, and then we'll get a sneak attack melee here. Okay, another big hit. Okay, and now we can just move everybody up. And we'll actually move up here just to get a melee kill for our druid.
You have good timing. Never been much of a fighter, so wrestling a bugbear would have gone poorly. But you're not here for heroics.
Yes, exactly, Raymar. Same type of thing.
Avernus' stench is all over your skin. Let me guess. Your devil mistress sent you to get her soul coin back. Too bad. I earned it, fair and square.
Okay, so I didn't bring up the correct character for a deception check, but I do have advantage because of the situation I'm in. So this is a DC of 5. Shouldn't be much of an issue to pass it, especially with 2 rolls.
That bloody Irenes! Devils just can't stand to lose. Here. Now go back to the pit that made you.
Okay, so we can group everybody back up, and we'll bring Lae'zel up here. We'll bring her out of hiding. We should be able to group everybody up again. Okay. So we can search the Bugbear. A couple of basic poisons. And a Morning Star. Okay. So I do have a couple of wild shapes, and we will move around this camp some more, and there are some animals that we will want to talk to, so we will go into wild shape to do that while we're moving around. But for now, I think that pretty much ends, and Gale's still hiding.
Very well.
So that pretty much ends.
Yeah. That would be good.
So we can walk down this way. We won't deal with timber yet. So we'll just come around, walk across this bridge, and we'll walk into the main area of the grove. Now those two that got angry that were here took off, and I think they walked out and left. But that's something new, I think. In patch 8, I think they just stayed there, but we'll see. Maybe they're in the camp here somewhere. So we'll go up and we'll clear out our inventory at Aaron here.
This is about your precious Baldur's Gate. I care about our lives.
Refugees, adventurers.
Actually, I'll wait for this cutscene
no one in
first.
years, and suddenly we're overwhelmed. Well met. And thank you for beating back those goblins. Most brave of you. Is there anything you need? I lower my prices for fellow druids, but you'll need to be quick. The ritual will be complete before too long. I know it's drastic, but more monsters seem to terrorize this region every day. We druids will be safe. As for those that took refuge here, well, may Sylvanas guard them as they continue their travels. As I said, it's a drastic measure, but the survival of the grove is paramount. There just aren't enough supplies to support everyone. I pray no goblin arrow has grazed you. Nettie could put you to rights. She should be with the others in the inner chambers, but I doubt she'll be taking on new patients. The grove will be locked down soon. Just some bits and bobs I no longer need.
Okay, so interesting. He said that he lowers his prices for fellow druids, so that's always fun. Did I get to visit Europe on my overseas assignments? I've been very lucky to be able to visit Europe several times. I actually did visit Europe as part of a duty, but not as an assignment. I was never posted overseas. We did go to Italy for a ceremony honoring my division's participation in the Italian campaign, the landing of Salerno and the crossing of the Rapido River. So I was in Italy for that. I go to the UK every other year. I have been to several other countries in Europe, so I've had some extensive traveling over there. Only once as part of the military. The rest of it, like I said, I've just been lucky enough to have my personal travels to take me over there. So it's been good. It's been a good time. So here we have the same stuff that we're used to seeing. We are definitely going to take Rain Dancer. We want to have Salerno. It was 1943. Yeah, it was in September, I think, of 1943 when my division landed on the beaches of Salerno and tried to establish a beachhead there. They were the first combat unit or the first American combat unit into mainland Europe. If you don't count Sicily, which was an island. But yeah, mainland Europe, they were the first American unit to land in Europe during World War II in 1943. So that's kind of why Company of Heroes, I wanted to play that game as well, because the Italian campaign holds a very special place in my military heart because of the significance of my division's participation in it. That's exactly right. Yep. So I would love to see the characters, or the infantry units and stuff with my unit patch on their shoulder, but unfortunately that doesn't seem they've gone into that much detail for it. But yes, the Italian campaign is in Company Heroes 3, and that's again one of the reasons that I'm so interested to play it. So we're just going to go ahead and start selling off as much of our stuff here as we can. We'll clear up inventory space and carry weight. And until we get him down so he doesn't have any gold left. Yeah, I've been lucky enough to go to Italy 3 or maybe 4 times now. I'd have to think about it. In various different parts of Italy. Italy is so different from north to south. It's kind of impressive how different it is in the various different parts of it. So it's really interesting to explore different areas and aspects of it. And yeah, again, the food. Italian food's always great, but I'm partial to foods in a lot of different locations, to be honest. I'm German by ethnicity, and I love the heartiness of German foods and the down home, peasant qualities to a lot of it. I love the fact that the UK is, because of the large Indian population, their national dish is chicken tikka masala. So I really enjoy, foods from all over. But yeah, Italy is one of those places you just, you can't duplicate it. Okay, so looking at what else we have here, we do have the Amulet of Elemental Torment. We've talked about it before. It's really mainly situational, so I'm not going to spend any money on it right now. But now that we did get him some more money back, we can continue selling more items here. And again, just sell until he runs out of gold. Okay, we can sell that, and that's about it. These I'm going to transfer over to Gale now that he's got some carry weight freed up because they're higher cost items. So anything that we can get more money out of, we will transfer over to Gale now that he's freed up his carry weight. So okay, give me just a second to kind of clear this up. We'll see if he's overloaded or not. When we're done, it doesn't matter if I clean up my inventory in here, it's not going to matter. Okay, so we should be finished. Yeah, it kind of depends though. You know, I really enjoy a full English breakfast, you know, with the best of them. You know, with some black pudding in there. I do enjoy, you know, shepherd's pie and that sort of stuff as well. Again, the more peasant food aspect of it is stuff I really enjoy, and some of their food is very much like that. But yeah, not a lot of spices. You know, same thing about, you know, venturing to Mexico here. People think Mexican food is, you know, very spicy and that sort of stuff, but it's the exact opposite. So it's just kind of very interesting. I do like a lot of different foods. So we'll see how well we do in this, in the convincing them in this encounter. But we'll do this with Gale.
Hells, we can't just leave. They're kin.
I'll not gamble our lives, our futures, on people who are as good as dead. We must leave for Baldur's Gate at once.
Can we all just take a moment, please?
What's the point in blazing spells if we don't bloody use them? We should stay. These people aren't fighters. We can help.
Or yell louder. That's fine too.
Okay, so we've got a +1 from our charisma, but we'll see what happens here. It is a DC of 10, so we've got a little bit better than a 50% chance. Perfect.
Thank you. It's the right thing to do, and you know it.
She's right, Roland. We're better than this.
Zerg. Fine, I'll stay too. Lest you both end up with your throat slit by Goblin Blade.
Thank you, Roland.
Okay.
The waiting's getting to me.
And now we can move in here and we can recruit Wyll into our party. Well, not into our party, but into our group. We're going to send him directly to camp.
Elbows high, now pull back and swing. Go on. Give me your best shot. Not bad. Again. Hey, keep focus. See how I used your own force against you?
I can't do it.
Of course you can. It just takes time. I didn't become the Blade of Frontiers overnight.
The man's smile bends downward, and his thoughts become yours. An unknown face commands your mind. Blue skin, gnarled horns.
Chuck! He is infected.
I'll be damned to the hells. You were on the ship.
A strange sensation courses through you, and Wyll's mind unfolds, secrets half revealed.
Okay, so I did say I was going to take every opportunity to use the tadpole in this playthrough, and that includes here, even against our party. So we're going to go ahead and and use our Elithid tadpole here, and you can see that gives us a DC of 0, so we're guaranteed to pass it no matter what.
Something stirs deep within you, hungry and alert. It's taking something you'll never get back. The creature appears again. Blue skin, arched horns, and wings stretching wide behind it. Your minds part again, leaving your skull throbbing.
Ouch. Careful you don't push the brain bugs too far. They'll leave you hurting. If I had to guess, you took a bumpy ride on a mind flayer machine, same as me. And I've been having the strangest dreams. I haven't turned into a mind flayer just yet, but sooner or later, my luck will run out. Been thinking I need a healer. And I reckon you've been thinking the same. I've been waiting for this Druid Halsin to return. They say he's pretty powerful. He could probably help us. Problem is, the goblins have nabbed him. We better go find him before we start growing talons and tentacles. Excellent idea, but I have a condition. Look at these kids. They've no chance on the road, not while goblins infest it. I've got the grandest of plans. You and me, we kill the goblin horde's leaders. That should scatter the buggers. Frontier justice, I call that. What say you? I love your spirit, but you're full up. But when the time comes, just holler. The Blade of Frontiers will come calling. A splendid plan. Let's chat there.
Okay, so we did bring Wyll in. We are going to take Wyll with us to the Goblin Camp. That's something that, I said, the party's a little bit fluid in certain areas. We want to take certain characters along into specific spots, and that's one of them. So, but we will definitely be bringing him along for the Goblin Camp. And like I say, once we've explored the Grove here, we're going to make it a priority to head over there. So we're going to forsake everything else.
The gates. You fight well. A few words for the kids. Spare a story or two. Thanks. I prefer when they smile.
Okay, so everything in here, for the most part, again, is marked as steel. So you don't want to mess with it. We're going to skip this. We're going to bypass this area for now. And we'll head around down this way. And we're going to quick save. And we will let Lae'zel have her fun.
By Mordai's eyes, another one. My friend's blood not enough. Come to rip me open too.
In Kresh Kalir, a formal greeting begins with a bow.
Is this monster with you?
Lower.
You saw another Gith. Where?
On the road to Baldur's Gate, near the mountain pass. Saw us for we saw it. Jammed its blade through Yul's belly. Straight to the other side.
No twisting. Kin must have been in a hurry. The map. Show me. up. You can keep your innards.
Oh, you're not going to eviscerate him? I was hoping for a show.
Cool your blood. I'll indulge you soon enough.
Oh, those two, the love affair begins.
The locals prove compliant. A useful trait. Tch. A shell so thin requires little to crack it. The tiefling was clear. If there are Githyanki west of here, that must be our objective. Purification cannot wait.
Okay, might as well do an insight check here. I have high wisdom and proficiency. And none of that mattered. So I do have 2 inspirations, so I'll roll one more time. Wow, gotten some low rolls here.
Lae'zel's eyes drift downward. Something is off.
Okay, so now we have an illithid option here.
You focus on the source of the power, but it is quiet and still. It needs to rest.
And this is what I was about to explain with the illithid thing. The illithid power is only able to be used once, and then you have to rest to get it back. Now, I need to check if it's per short rest or per long rest. I think it's every short rest, but you can't just use it all the time.
The creche holds the Zephisk. It will cleanse us of the parasite. By covenant, I can say no more.
Okay, so we do have some stuff that we can search down here. Okay, we do have some camp supplies.
This one's heavy.
I'll see if we can find you a dagger.
Okay, we do have a book that we can pick up so that we can sell it later. More camp supplies.
What's in here? Right. I've got
And
food,
some more.
water, my dagger.
Always useful. So now we can talk to Aramis here.
Goblins, druids. This grove is a death trap. Grab what you can and get out. That's my advice.
Okay. We're gonna save the shabby door for here in a second before we leave to go out to the goblin camp. We're gonna make sure we take a look at that.
What are you doing for some salt?
Right.
Okay, some more camp supplies. Okay, and now we'll go over here and we will talk to Okta.
What's up for discussion?
You! Saw you fighting those slimy bastards. Fancy a bowl? Best to fill your belly now, while we still can. Look, it ain't much, but it might make all the difference. The only way we'll make it to Baldur's Gate is to run, and run hard. If a gnoll catches your scent, you'll need every bit of strength. Trust me. Where did I put
Okay,
that?
and here around the corner is Auntie Ethel.
Why, hello. Ah, if it isn't the talk of the camp. Thank goodness you came along when you... Oh. There isn't a bit of colour in those cheeks, Petal. Are you hurt? Cold? Feverish? Auntie Ethel will sort you out. I've lotions and potions galore. Aha! You take a sup of that and you'll feel right as rain, sweetie. Oh, 'tis just a healing potion, nothing fancy. Here. You just look like you might need a pick-me-up. I'm sorry to go on about it, but are you all right? You're looking awful peaky. Oh, I've seen it all. I once had a fella who'd been caught dabbling with a dryad. The wife was none too pleased and introduced him to a pot of boiling oil. But worry not. I fixed him up, and depending on the lighting, he looks good as new. My point is, whatever ails you, I promise I've seen worse. What is it, Petal? What's wrong?
As you recount your adventure, Auntie Ethel nods along, her eyes wide.
You poor pet! My heart goes out to you, truly. I see no sign of a tentacle yet, but that could change in an instant. You need help. Serious help. I've ne'er a potion or lotion here that could do it, but... yes, I may have something at home. I've collected some interesting bits and bobs over the years. You'll have to stop by my house, just at the edge of the forest. Let me mark it on your map. I'll be heading back soon, so I can meet you there. Now, do you need anything? I have a few odds and ends for sale. Hey, bother.
Okay, so we do have Spell Thief. We've gone over these two before, so we're not going to spend a whole lot of time on them. But Spell Thief, you regain a level 1 spell slot when you land a critical hit. So 1, you have to land a critical hit. And 2, it's a longbow, so you have to be proficient in longbows. And how many spellcasters are proficient in longbows? It can be somewhat useful for a ranger class. But again, with having to land a critical hit to do it, it's just really not worth it. And Corlon's Grace is interesting, but again, very, very situational. So if you're not wearing armor and you're carrying this staff in your attack, you get a 1d4 bonus to your saving throws. That's to saving throws. That is not to your defensive roll against that attack. But if a spell gets cast at you or something like that, it can improve your saving throws. Again, not something that is worth it, in my opinion, to do. But opinions vary, so to speak. But I'm gonna take this opportunity to finish selling off some stuff now. We can get rid of some of the items in here. We're never going to use the spike bulb, so I'm just going to get rid of them. So here I'm going to send this to Gale. And now Gale can go ahead and sell off some of these other armors here. Okay, so can't sell off the ruby. We'll sell that down at another vendor. And that should be it. I'll remove this from wares here in a second.
Be careful on the road. I'd hate if something happened to you. Take care, Petal.
The creature that Ethel is it well known in lore? Are there variants of hags? It is very well known in tabletop D&D lore. The hags are a very powerful, very ancient race of beings. As far as are there variants, honestly, that I don't know. I don't think that there are in the way that, you know, like, say, elementals or something like that. I don't know as if there are variants from a genetic standpoint. But it's been a while for me with tabletop, so there might be in 5th edition. Like I say, I haven't read through the monster compendium enough to really know. But yeah, they are very, very well known.
Thanks for fighting off those goblins. If you need to replace any gear, just ask. My selection's pretty slim. I had to leave most of my equipment in Elturel.
Okay, so here I'm definitely going to sell off that ruby. And that's going to take almost all of his gold to do it. And I can sell off this water too. Now we can look over his wares, and he always has some very interesting selections here. So the first is Scale Mail +1. The tied for the best medium armor in the game, with the Githyanki plate. Oh, he's also selling a chain shirt as well. But and the first ring mail that the second ring mail that we've seen, the first heavy armor in the game. But Scale Mail +1 is the best that you have access to for now. The light crossbow +1 is again the best simple weapon to have. So if and we can deal with that here in a second. The blooded great axe we've talked about before. Really one of those things where you've got a berserker or you're in combat a lot. You're below 50 hit points a lot of the time, then you can get that additional 1d4, but it's just conditional. Great Club +1, Great Axe +1 are good secondary follow-ups, but they just don't do nearly as much damage as what we've got for the Everburn Blade. But they would be very viable options if we didn't have the Everburn Blade. The daggers +1 are just straight upgrades to the daggers that we're dual wielding with, or that we have on Astarion right now. The light hammer +1 is really not needed. It's only a 1d4. There are much better melee weapons for clerics and things like that than that. And tridents, even though you can throw them and they're 1d8 +1, just not something that I tend to focus on or utilize. And then we do have some basic metallic items here. So strength saving throws +1. You can't land critical hits on the wearer. And athletics +1 for metallic boots can be, benefits to people who aren't wearing anything else in those slots. So for now, what we are definitely going to do is upgrade our scale mail. And good, we got one of our inspirations back. We're going to upgrade our scale mail here, so we're going to have Gale buy that. You can see the price if my Druid buys it, it's 1875. If Gale buys it, it's 1800. So we're going to have Gale buy this, and this is just going to be a straight upgrade in armor class. So I will send that to her. She will equip it. This will then go back to Gale, and Gale can sell it immediately. Well, yes. I'm thinking. Give me a second. Yes, because I'm not going to ever have Shadowheart in the party, so he'll go ahead and sell that. The light crossbow +1 is very nice, but again, we're now at a point where we need 1,440 gold. We've got 887. So we could buy some other stuff here. But I think for now, not being able to land critical hits would be really nice for her. That would take most of our gold. Sorry, debating. Actually, I think I am going to do that. And I should have had Gale sell that, or buy it and sell it, but oh well, is what it is. 145, she can probably get the gloves too. Yeah. So we'll have Gale buy those, transfer those to Lae'zel. She can put those on, and now for only a gold, I don't care if she just sells those. Okay. Alright, so now we're finished.
The best. People came from as far as Neverwinter to buy my swords. Funny how things change when your bloodline becomes a problem. Guess I'll be starting over in Baldur's Gate. I hope people are more open-minded there.
Okay, so again, all the stuff around this area down here is inside these sales areas is going to be marked as steel, but we can look around outside of them.
I need new pockets to pick.
Remember, you have no helping it. We're exposed. Use them.
And we already looked through all of these, I believe. We'll just make sure real quick. Yeah.
How long until Roland shows off his thunder wave?
Okay, and then we have the stone door here, which we're going to go through here in a second, but we'll go talk to Eridan.
True. If it ain't the fearless Goblin Slayer, you sure you want to be seen with me? I ain't exactly popular with this lot. Half my crew are full of holes. Now I'm gonna take the blame for leading the goblins here, and losing track of the bloody Druid. They chased us, all the way from the ruins we were poking around in. Aye. His name's Halsin. And if he's still alive, he'll be cursing the day he laid eyes on me. We've got a contract to track down some relic, and he wanted in on the job. Eyes lit up when he heard about it. Didn't work out, though. Goblins got him when we were turning tail. He's either digging latrines or boiling in a cookpot by now. Job's all yours, if you got a death wish. There's a wizard in Baldur's Gate that'll pay gobloads for a relic, supposedly buried round these parts. But gold ain't any use if you're too cold to spend it. If I knew that, I wouldn't be back here, with half my crew gone. But look, if you're itching to meet Kellenvor, I won't stop you. It's called the Night Song. Supposed to be hidden under the temple where the goblins jumped us. I'd give you the map and wish you a happy funeral, but my mate Brian kept hold of it like his own Todger. Goblins made short of the fat old chunk. All I've got's the contract. It'll show you where we turn back, if you feel like dying. Don't thank me. I'll be well on my way to Baldur's Gate when you die.
Cheery disposition. Okay, and we can go up here and
Hope the goblins aren't smart enough to poison their
talk to
blade.
these two. There's nothing, again, in the early access from these two.
Right?
They don't allow them in Baldur's Gate. Cats, though?
A little orange cat. And a house with a little door so that it can come and go as it pleases.
And a high fence to keep eavesdroppers out. Thanks. I suppose we'll all need it.
What about you? Big plans for when you get to the city? I think I've heard of that place. Something about a stuffed dragon's head in one of the dining rooms. It's settled, Dennis. You, me, and the Elf Song Tavern first thing when we arrive. If we see you there, we'll get you a pint. For your finder's fee.
But again, something else that you want to, go and experience, because if you get to Baldur's Gate, then
What will we do for
maybe
work
you can
when
get a
we
free
to the
pint
city?
out of it. Okay, so we are going to
Don't you lie to me, teacher.
I know you haven't.
Or a butcher. Me and our
head around this way, and we'll just go up here and open up this section of the map real quick. There's nothing up here, but just to open up that section of the map, and now we'll come down here and we'll go through the stone door.
Better not be cursed.
And this is going to take us down to Zevlor. Just a little searching that can be done down here. More camp supplies. And we can talk to Zevlor.
Have you spoken to Korga? Of course, you have your own business to attend to. But if the Druids won't abandon this ritual of theirs, it will be trouble for all of us.
Yeah, look how good the game looks. It is pretty impressive. And we're just going to loot everything right in front of him. They're just books. I'm sure he doesn't care, right? Okay, and I don't think any of these have anything in them, but we do have some bookshelves.
But if there's a clear path past those goblins,
Research.
they'll find it.
Yes, of course.
Okay, and a couple more bookshelves or piles of books over here. Doesn't look like we can search those, though. So now we're going to make our way up here to the top, and we're going to collect a whole boatload of camp supplies up here. And this is really where you end up getting settled as far as camp supplies, because there's just so much alcohol up here that you end up with a lot of camp supplies. If you utilize these as camp supplies and not just drink them, they don't have any negative effects. So these are all worth, high numbers of camp supplies. So all very useful to keep in your camp for when you need to take that long rest.
Looks empty.
Okay, and that finishes up the shattered wine barrel. I don't think there's anything behind this, but we'll go look. No, it doesn't appear to be. So now we can head up the ladder.
With respect, sir.
Oh no, let's not. There's more stuff back here that we can pick up.
They can, and did. Avernus changed things. Best we get used to that.
Yes. Zevlor.
Gotta kind of move your camera around. They don't show up on alt, so I don't know if we searched the burlap sack. We must have. Now we can head upstairs.
So many ways to die.
Okay, we come out this hatch here. Okay, and we do have a cragged rock that we can make our way up over here. Okay, and we'll kind of wait for everybody to group back up here real quick. We'll take it slow as we go. Okay, and there's a heavy chest. You always want to walk up to your chest first and make sure that there's no trap on it that you can discern. And a silver goblet that we will definitely send to Gale so he can sell it. Now we can make our way back down here. Okay, we're gonna, once everybody is grouped up again, we will toggle the group and we'll take Lae'zel, and you can walk over here. This is just to, again, open up a portion of the map.
It's pretty fragile. I have a mind to end their misery myself.
It doesn't lead anywhere that we're going to utilize right now.
I failed to
but
see
you
the
can't jump
distinction.
up into any of those spots or anything like that.
Proceeding.
But you can see here that it is another way for us to get out of this area. Not everybody can make the jump to get back up into this area from down here, but you can make the jump to get down. And you can see that there is some sort of encounter that's going to happen down here. But again, we're not going to trigger any of that yet when we're in this area. So, and no way to get over to any of this from here. There's no pathway down or anything like that. If you try and jump down there, you just end up dying, so don't do it. And the reason you take a high strength character is because this jump right here is pretty far, so you need somebody with high strength to be able to make it across that jump. So.
On my way.
Okay, so now we can go in here and we can talk to Lacrissa.
Used to think the goblins would kill us the second we set foot outside. But after hearing what you did at the gate, well, I still think they'll kill us. But at least we can put up a fight. Well, we came through Avernus. We might not look it, but we're tough. Who knows? Some of us might even make it to Baldur's Gate. There's optimism. Plenty of us fell to monsters already. I don't see the rest of us lasting long out there. But if you're so sure we will, why not put a little gold on the line? Excellent. And since I ain't one to leave a debt unpaid, that means we're looking forward to it.
Okay, so again, maybe we can collect something when we get to Baldur's Gate in the full version. It's only 10 gold pieces, but still, it is what it is. So now we can head back down. We can head back down here. We're going to go explore a last couple of areas here.
Cursed to put my hands on everything.
Please, have mercy.
Okay, so I'm now going to take Astarion and lead with him.
I'd die if I met Leroic and reeking of this place.
And again, we're going to leave the shabby door for now. There's a reason for that. Okay, so the first thing we want to do is come over here and see if we can pass a...
This place is a bloody death trap, not a sanctuary. You should clear off while you can.
Okay, see if we can pass a perception check here. Okay, so his failed. Okay. Alright, she succeeded. So you can find that there's a pouch in here. Whoops. If you open up the pouch, you can see there's some gold in it. And a malachite for Gale to sell. And then this pouch, we can send it to Gale, but it's not worth really any money. Okay, and we're going to keep Astarion in the lead. Here. We do have a flat rock here. Nothing. Ping. Does anybody know what ping does? Interesting. I wonder what it's used for. Okay, so we'll go over here and we'll talk to Donnie.
He stares right past you, as if you're invisible. or boring. He's still staring right past you.
Okay, we'll see if we can pass the perception check here.
You see nothing out of the ordinary. As you turn back, the child slips between the rocks.
Okay, so I do have advantage on this check as a rogue, and that's why you use Astarion for doing this. His wisdom is not all that great, but if he passes that wisdom check, then passing the intelligence check is a lot easier. Wow. Oh boy. Well, we did get an inspiration back. Yeah. Can't believe that you failed a advantage check.
The edges of a concealed entrance. No trigger or handle though. No way to open it.
Okay, so you do find it. You do find that there's a concealed hatch there. You can't do anything with it yet. Oh, we do have some metallic gloves that are just laying around here. That's different. I'll have to remember that, so I don't buy them in the future. And we can lockpick the travel warrant chest here. DC of 15, we got a total bonus of 7 though. Good deal.
Not now. We're working. Remember? Come on. Just once.
Okay.
Just once.
Now we're going to do this encounter also with him.
Hold out your hand, mister. Let me show you something. Go on. Take this ring. It's lucky. I never learned names or anything. Just the tricks. Anyway, forget that. Take the ring. I want to show you how lucky it is.
Okay, again, situational advantage.
Weeping, bleeding hells! Okay, maybe you don't need extra luck. But since you're already holding the thing, call it. Heads or tails? Heads it is. See? That's the kind of luck you get from one of my lucky rings. I've got more where that came from. Real cheap too. Interested? I don't know what you mean. The hell it is? You can't do that one with rings. It has to be with bracelets because... Oh, damn. Last chance. You want to look at my stuff or not? I knew it. Hang on. That's what I got.
Alright, so I failed the perception check there. Okay, so again, nothing here that you want to purchase. You can sell some items to him, though. You can clear out some of your inventory of items that you might be carrying, so books and all that sort of stuff that we picked up. Okay, and the metallic gloves I'm going to send over here and equip those. Okay. And might as well put that amulet on. She doesn't really need it. There's no purpose for it right yet.
Nothing caught your eye, huh?
And I failed the perception check again.
Far be it from me to argue with that discerning eye of yours, sir. Anyway, see you again sometime. Take care. Safe travels.
You realize your bag feels light.
Okay, so I passed that one.
You were just robbed.
Okay, and there goes Sylphie. Down here. There's nothing else that you can do at this point until you hopefully rescue a tiefling that's trapped down here. But for now, we can head in with our druid down here, and we'll open up the main portion of the grove.
Let my daughter go right now!
She's a thief, hellspawn, and you will wait for Korga's judgment. Now get back!
Oh, let me through, Mragrasham, or I'll rip your damn throat out!
Grizzly bear, not a polar bear, mine's cooler. Okay, so we can talk to these two.
We need to get Arabella out, now!
You heard the guards. They're waiting on Korga to give word.
I'd sooner trek through the 9 hells than trust that snake! Ugh!
Arabella tried to steal their idol. Druids lost their damn minds about it. They need it for their precious ritual.
Oh, it's all my fault. I told her I wished the wretched thing would just disappear, or better yet, explode.
Now Arabella's being judged by a bunch of druids who hate us. That's not right.
She was caught. Foolish child. Let them judge her.
Thank you. They won't give us the time of day.
Hurry! I'm at the end of my tether as is. Can't take this waiting.
Okay.
I could try greasing palms.
So now we can head down here and talk to them.
Because that went so well last time.
Calm, Magrin. Give her a chance. You, get back! Druid or not, you're still an outsider to this place. Entry is forbidden.
A moment, Giona.
What? Oh, I understand. You. Apparently Korga wants to see you. Go ahead.
Okay, so now we have access to the grove. So I think with the last 30 minutes, we're going to head down this way and work an encounter down on the beach. And before I go down there, I'm going to quick save.
At the ready.
No one back home will ever
Just
believe
checking
this.
spell slots there.
Moving ahead. Is someone singing?
Okay, so we have a journal entry to investigate the beach. Okay, so we'll walk up here and open up this portion of the map first. Just to take a look at it. Now we'll start making our way down, and we're gonna start here, and we're gonna break the group here.
Let's see what
We're gonna take Astarion, and we're gonna move him over here. So here we do have some stuff that we can take a look at and search. We do have a polished dagger. Some other piles of bones that we can search. Okay. Now, you can leave Astarian here, if you want. It's normally better, though, to try and get him down here, into this area if you can. It's closer range, so I'm gonna climb down these vines. Okay, and I'm gonna move over here, and I'm gonna go into hiding over here. Now you can see detection cones. There's obviously something up here. Just don't know what it is. And we also have Mirkon down here. Mirkon is very important if you want to be able to finish the interaction that you had with Donnie. So you're trying to save Mirkon at all costs here is basically what this comes down to. So we will now group up the remainder of our party.
If not over, then through.
And we'll start making our way down here. Okay. And now, going to break this apart again, and I'm going to bring Lae'zel. Actually, I'm going to bring
Not as bad as it could have.
Quite ready for
Gale. Bring him all the way up here.
Eager for battle.
Okay, I'm going to bring Lae'zel down here.
At least things have stayed interesting.
And leave her hidden, and then I'm going to start this off with my Druid.
Another step forward. Seems like a good moment to talk.
Shh. Listen.
A sweet melody plays above the waves.
And I failed my nature check.
Drowning out all logical thought.
Okay, so now I'm going to attempt to pass this wisdom saving throw here. It's a DC of 5. I've got a +3.
The suffocating yearning fades as the spell breaks. You are free.
No. It's just a bit of water. I only want to listen. Just a little closer. Yes, everything's gonna be fine once I get there.
Okay. Rolled horribly on initiative. Gale is lured.
Villain! But I see you now for what you are.
Okay. So, we definitely need to try and stop this song here. Gale is really hurt. Which is bad. But we need to stop this song here, so... Oh, and he's succeeded on both saving throws. Great. Need to get some health back.
Can't stay idle.
Okay, so here I'm just thinking about how I want to approach this here. Okay, so I can get down there. So, well, let's just make sure that I can.
What path lies before me?
Okay, so I can get within range. Okay, so that's my bonus action, and then a 70% chance to hit here. Okay. Okay, so Lae'zel is going to dash.
Make way.
Okay. So now, because this Harpy's going to be going at the start of the next turn. So, yeah, let's get rid of at least one of them. What happened there? Oh, I used second wind and not action surge. Okay. Alright. Yeah, I was like, what happened there? Okay. So, Mirkon's lured. That's a problem. Okay, so Gale did resist this time. So we're going to try the same thing again. Okay, so failed the saving throw. That's good. So now we don't have to worry about that anymore. So we're going to use our bonus action and take another potion of healing here.
Time to push my luck again.
Okay.
These boots have seen everything.
Okay, so may as well use my bonus action here. Only got +1 out of it. So we'll end turn. Darian must have been lured again still. So we're going to dash.
No time to waste.
Okay. Okay, so with Starian now, he's not going to be able to hide because this Harpy's looking right at him. So, but, I mean, I can try.
Just like old times.
But yeah, not going to be able to. The Harpy's looking right at him. So all we can do is a ranged attack here. I've got high ground, but that's not advantage. So, okay, but it was 9 hit points. That's good. Okay, so hopefully Mirkon runs away really far. Okay. Alright, so Gale did resist, so again, part of this same thing. Pretty sure this Harpy's going to be dead, so I'm going to spend all of my magic missiles on this Harpy to try and break that song. Okay, good. Broke her concentration. That's exactly what we needed to have happen. Okay, so Now we'll make an attack with main hand here. Perfect.
Flacketh, guide me.
Okay.
Never a dull moment.
Now we can try and move up a little bit. Let's see if I can jump. I can jump all the way up there. Good. Okay, that's my bonus action, and now I can use my claws to attack. Now Astarian's going to get a hit. We do have another Harpy coming from this direction. So again, probably not going to be able to hide. But what I can do is dash. I can move around behind the Harpy here. This Harpy, I'm now probably out of the detection cone of them both. So now I can hide here, and I can get a sneak attack melee in. Didn't kill it. I was hoping it would. And now Mirkon hopefully is again dashing and disengaging out of here. Okay. And Gale one last time. One magic missile there is going to be good enough. Two more here. Okay, that'll end his turn. Now this Harpy's going to get a chance. Lae'zel's lured. Okay, now my turn to hopefully end this. 70% chance to end the fight. Perfect.
What is this? I will have your head, Harpy.
With haste.
Oh, enough waiting. I crave blood.
Actually, we're going to leave Lae'zel up here. We can search this Harpy while we're here. Nothing. Search this one. Nothing, and now we'll bring Astarian down here as well.
Alright.
We can group everybody up. Can take a short rest and get most of our hit points back.
Moving in.
And we didn't search this Harpy, but there's not going to be anything there. Okay. So now we can make our way around this corner. We have a chest here we can search. It actually is kind of interesting, Reinmar, how simple things can lead to the creation of such amazing characters that, you know, subsist throughout the generations, and like you say, literally, you know, thousands of years later, we're still hearing about them, still able to deal with them, so it's pretty impressive. Okay, so we can search the Harpy nest here. Ring of color spray, bloodstone, and again camp supplies. Then in here we also have a letter, and if you hold Alt there's also a journal here which you can pick up. So the letter is basically somebody who, a spellcaster who made a deal with a Cambion and things went wrong, as tends to happen with Cambions. And we have a journal here, which is talking about how somebody else fell victim to these same sirens, these same harpies. So we're not the only ones that got lured. Okay, and now we can make our way back over here. And we can go talk to Mirkon up here.
Hello again.
Is that blood?
So I am going to dismiss my wild shape here.
How much farther can I go?
And we'll talk to Mirkon here.
I have something to ask.
Are they gone?
No. Yes. I mean, I don't know.
That's what the voice said. I almost got to the nest, but the singing. I need to get back. Mole will be so mad. Wait, you should meet Mole. She'll be grateful you helped me. Find a boy called Donny. Tell him you want to see the dragon's lair.
Okay, that's important because that's the only way to get into the dragon's lair.
That scamp reminds me of myself when I was a nipper. Always getting into trouble. And worse. One time, my parents denied me a kitten, so I summoned myself a Tressim. Ugh, dear old Tara. Beautiful creature. Benefits of a wizard's education, you see. Of course, my considerable talent didn't hurt either. Well, that depends on who you ask, I suppose. I may have summoned things rather more exotic than a winged cat.
That's kind of funny, actually, summoning a Tressim. A Tressim is from lore, from Tabletop, that's Forgotten Realms.
There was that magma mephit once. Nice fellow, we kept in touch. Of course, in walked the housekeeper, screaming, yelling, panic, and before you know it, fire everywhere. Anyway, I'm glad we got that boy out of his predicament. Poor lad would have been Harpy feed if it wasn't for you.
And yes, Tressims are small winged cats. They are exactly what he described them as. So, okay, so we do want to jump across here. So, I don't know if Astarion can make these jumps. I can honestly never remember. He can make this one. Yes.
Subtle steps.
Okay, so he did get his perception check to succeed. Okay, good enough.
I've got a long road ahead. What path lies before me?
Okay, so now we can head back up.
So, you know about these parasites. Will we survive them?
And with the last section here, we're actually going to head out of the grove.
That we could speak freely, my Ursine friend.
Or the sacred pool area of the grove.
And you have blood on your hands.
And we're going to head up here first. And we're going to go talk to Donnie up here.
He nods, then reaches for a concealed hatch.
Okay, so now you can access the concealed hatch here. And it leads you into this hideout area, which you can explore. And again, we have a wicker chest over here. So Going to toggle the group mode. It's a long jump, and honestly, I don't know who can make it and who can't. Okay, so Lae'zel can make it over here. Okay, force resistance. Nice, you don't find those very often. Okay, so she can't make it back. Whoops. From here, it doesn't look like. Target's too far. Just make one more. Yep, she can't make it, so what I'm going to have her do is take the waypoint back to Sylvanas' Grove and walk her back in. And this is an important mechanic to remember. If you ever get yourself in a situation where you're trapped somewhere that you can't get out of, all you have to do is bring up your map, and you can fast travel out of it. You don't have to click on a waypoint to do that. So now I can just walk her back in here. Not that way. We want to go this way. And we can click on the concealed hatch again. Okay. So now everybody's back. We're all grouped up.
Waste a step.
We can now explore the tiefling hideout. So you can move down this way, but there's nothing to see down around this corner. Nothing here. You can continue on down here around this way. There's another pathway here that leads you up. This rocky crevice is what takes you back out to the grove. Again, this is the entrance that that Sylphie came through that you were not able to follow from the outside. You can only use it to get out, not in. Okay, so now we can talk to Maul, and you see Maul has a quest icon.
Well, look who's come to visit. My kids say you've been busy since you got here. And I hear you have a problem. A few things are missing from your pack. Is that right? Maybe we can do something about this. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk. We're saving up for a better hideout when we get to Baldur's Gate. Why? You planning on telling me stealing is wrong? Didn't need your permission, but fine. Sure, Sylphie probably grabbed them by mistake. Here you go. Won't happen again. And to make sure none of the kids on the job outside mess with you, show them this.
Okay, only a 5 DC, you're meant to pass this, but watch, I'll probably fail it. 19. Nice.
You got it. Now, we done here, or what? I do, as a matter of fact. Revenge. I want to steal that big, shiny idol they're all chanting at. The important thing is to get it away from them. That ritual's gonna get us all killed. And we can sell it once we get to the city. Thing like that's gotta be worth a small fortune. ritual's nothing more than a fancy way to kick us out and leave us for dead. Sure, when we sell it in the city, I'll make sure you get your cut. Be careful. They look as brittle as old bark, but they're vicious. Anything else?
Okay, so we did complete the Finding Your Belongings quest, which was started when we got robbed. There's nothing else that we really want to buy here. But again, just like last time, we can sell off some unneeded items here. And I can send some of these things to camp. Pickpockets bag. Interesting. I'll look at that separately here in a second. We can sell off some daggers. Gale has a bow and a bloodstone. He's going to keep the ring of color spray for now. He can sell the pouch even though it's empty.
Anything else? Well, it's been a pleasure. You know the way out. Coming.
So I am going to open this up real quick here and look in the pickpockets bag. Okay, so they stole our gloves of power. Very, very bad if we'd have lost those. So that's kind of what I mean. And the only way to get back to this point is if you rescue Mirkon. So that fight can go very, very wrong down there. And he can end up getting killed. And if he gets killed, you just can't get your stuff back. It's just that simple. So keep that in mind while you're going through this. You want to do everything you can to protect Mirkon during that fight. So more ways to go around here. All of this stuff is marked as steel. This is their loot down here, but you can talk to... Oh, this is Mole.
You'd be back. Anyway, you want to talk? Talk. Well, it's been a pleasure.
Okay, here's Mirkon.
You came! I have... Here! Mole said I should thank you properly for the Harpies, so I wrote you a story. It's about you. I hope you like it.
Okay, so you get Mirkon's story here. You can read that, and it's great the spelling in this. It's hilarious to read it. But it's basically a story about what just happened to us. It's pretty funny. But everything else down here is marked as steel, so you don't want to take anything else.
You don't look so tough. Mole fought off a hobgoblin all by herself.
Okay, and that's about it. So we do have our 2 exits out of here. We'll just head back the way that we came in. Well, actually, we'll head back this way so you can see it. And you can exit through this rocky crevice.
Let's see what this does. Tight fit.
You can see that takes us out down here. You just can't get back in this way. It's a one-way shot out. And now I'm interested to know if you talk to Mattis out here, if you can do the gesture.
Want to buy one of my lucky rings? Bargain magic at good prices.
Okay. So yeah, you can.
Oh. You're back.
I'll keep for nothing.
Okay. So now we can end things off today by heading down here inside the sacred pool. And I think we're going to end the live stream there today. That sets us up nicely for exploring through the sacred pool here. We can pick up some more quests down here. We can do some investigations. And then we can head out, and hopefully we head out directly toward the goblin camp. And we start off that set of quests early on, so that we can take advantage of Absolute's brand and the bane that we get out of the gloves of power and that sort of stuff. So, but I think that's a good point for wrapping up today. So, I'd like to thank everyone who joined me for today. Again, because without your support, none of this would be possible. Yeah, I know. Sorry, it's the end of the live stream, Reinmar, but this is Commander Jorval saying until next time, fare thee well.
Yes, I see.